iReport is playing a big role already, and especially this week as we get ready for big coverage of the Democratic National Convention and the Republican one right after that. We are planning through iReport to collect not only sights and sounds of the conventions and of people who are actually making the trip to Denver and St. Paul, but we're also looking to iReport to kind of take the pulse of what people who are not making the trip and who are voters in the United States, and ask them what they think of the big speeches and the conventions and the theater and the drama of it all. And we're asking for reaction to those big events, and I look forward to what we see. We've been doing it throughout the entire primary season, and the early debates and each primary night asked iReporters who were voting to share their experiences of voting, but also to weigh in on what the outcomes were in each of those elections, and also in the debates, who they think won, and that really adds a voice to the coverage that is, beyond what you hear from analysts and pundits who are often on television. It adds a voice of, real people on the ground. This is the first time that we've been able to cover an election with such a huge contribution from the community of the CNN audience and the iReport.com community. One thing that we are really excited to have just launched this morning was a collaborative interview series with dig.com, where we are sitting down with Nancy Pelosi later this week at the Democratic National Convention and are taking questions for that interview, not from journalists and editors, but from iReport contributors on video and dig contributors via text, and the dig community will decide which questions are the best and which ones ultimately get asked. And I think what I'm hoping and betting on and counting on is that adding more voices to the mix, adding more voices to ultimately the decision making about which questions get asked, will help to elevate the conversation and certainly keep it very interesting. So we'll see how that plays out. It's just getting started this morning, and already the questions are pretty great.